Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to an Italian version of Education in Isolation. You know, Randy, it's way too hot in the sun here. So let's go over and get a little bit of shade. Come
Hello,
on, follow
everyone.
me.
I'm here too.
Follow me. So I'm going to stop here under the olive tree. Randy, this is so beautiful, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Now, there's a little bit of thunder in the distance, so you might hear a bit of a rumble out there. I think we're going to get a late afternoon storm, which would be perfect. It'll just clear the air beautifully. Now, in the distance, you can see there's a house there. This is the house of the person who actually rents out our beautiful little Airbnb. And we've been invited, haven't we, Randy, to a special evening where she's got an Argentinian, internationally famous musician and her husband and their little daughter for a beautiful evening of, I hope, music, but I know amazing
She
food.
plays the lute, and apparently she's the foremost Bach interpretation on the lute. Imagine that.
Here we go. That's completely random, isn't it? Plus, also, too, for our beautiful daughter's birthday, she's going to be 11, Randy has managed to get the owner of this place, who's an amazing lady, to give Randy and our daughter a very special culinary course on how to create the most beautiful tomato ragu, I suppose.
Tomato sauce and also homemade pasta. We've got, I think the dog is just coming.
We've got a
to
little
shot
doggy
as well.
back there as well. So guys, tonight's show, again, as I said, she is coming from Umbria, and I have a beautiful hairstyle for you tonight. Now, this hairstyle is what I call free curling. Randy, what's free curling? What do you think it is?
Well, what comes to mind is that throwing rocks down the ice and curling and sweeping and stuff.
No, stop there, stop there. This has got to do with hair. This has definitely not got to do with sport, and definitely not the Canadian sport of curling. Now, this
I think the
hairstyle...
Scottish people would.
And Scottish people, they would object to that, and there's going to be, actually, there's probably going to be a whole lot of international people that are going to object to that statement. I'm so sorry. I'm not.
But it was big in Canada when I was there.
Hey guys, tonight's show is about curling. It's called free curling. Now, this is a technique that I use all the time when I'm styling hair, perhaps for a very romantic sort of feeling, a very natural feeling with curls. As you all know, when you're curling hair, often you're quite regimented in going this way or going that way or sectioning the hair. Free curling is really about sort of creating more freedom inside your curls. Oh, there's the thunder. I think you can hear it in the distance.
Better hurry. We're going to get wet soon.
So what I do, and you're going to see in my educational video, you're going to see I use my fingers to section. I work on the lower section first. What I do, because quite often when you've got very long hair, you want a beautiful drop of curl. So what I'll quite often do is I'll go about sort of 4 centimeters away from the root area and then do a curl. Then perhaps the next one might be a little higher up or a little lower down. And I just sort of pick the curls where I place the curls wherever I want them, not regimentally to the root area. Then I take the next section, again using my finger, and once again, of course, I do a very loose sectioning. And then again, I curl wherever I want to put the curl. And that's how I work, and you're going to see that in the video I'm going to show you in a second. So that's free curling, and the reason I love that is because what happens is when you dress the hair, you get a beautiful drop of hair and you get this amazing curl happening within the hairstyle, and it looks very, very natural. Okay, so with that in mind, from our beautiful Tuscan garden with our little dog and our pool, let's cross over now and have a look at our beautiful romantic hairstyle. I'm going to create a beautiful, soft, sort of half uppy, half down hairstyle. Now I'm doing what I call free curling. Free curling for me means just picking up hair all over the place, literally curling some closer to the roots, some further away from the roots. What I do to elongate the hair is I quite often, on the lower sections, curl sort of only halfway up the hair shaft. And that way I get a lovely drop with a beautiful curl in. And as I'm working around here now, you can see I'm just grabbing hair, I'm twisting some one way, some the other, so that I get a very natural, wavy, curly, beachy effect, like this. Okay, now that we've got the foundation, let's get started. So we're going to use a normal hair tie. What I'm going to do now is I'm not going to put a brush into the hair, I'm just going to use my fingers to section the hair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the very front area. I'm going to leave lots of soft bits down. You can leave down whatever you want. You can make it as soft as you want. But I'm just going to sort of pull it back in my fingers. So I'm not concerned if the grains are a little bit casual, a little bit messy, because that's exactly what I want. Here we go. I'm going to pull them right back, and I'm going to pull it up to the crown like this. Now, once I've done that and I've got all the hair there and I'm happy with everything that's sitting there, I'm going to place a hair tie in the hair. But I'm going to place it back just a little bit further, so not tight onto the scalp. Okay, having got that there, what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to pull the hair tie back a little bit, and I'm going to split the hair in the middle. So I'm going to go right back into the base, and I'm going to split the hair right in the middle, put my fingers through. Then I'm going to take the ponytail, and I'm going to pull the ponytail back up and through. So I'm going to bring it from underneath and bring it straight back up. What this does, it automatically volumizes the hair on top. Now on either side of this, I'm going to place 2 crisscrossed hair grips. We're going to use these as a foundation a little bit later on. So you can see now that on the side there, it's quite casual, quite messy. That's exactly what I want. I want the personality of the hair to be very, very casual, almost like she's done it herself. Okay, the next section is a triangular section like that. So I've gone up on a point, leaving a nice drop of hair from the occipital area down. And I do exactly the same again. I pull it together with my fingers, keeping it very soft. And again, you can see the ponytail's out a wee way. Split the ponytail into 2 and pull the tails back up through the center. There we go, and just pull it slightly. And then once again, I am going to grip this. So I'm going to grip that side as well. I'm going to put 2 hair grips on one side and 2 hair grips on the other. Remember to crisscross the hair grips so that they hold nice and secure. There it is. There's my foundation. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on the back section first, and I'm going to start to sort of just mess it all up, really casually break up all of the curls. Look at that, break it all up just like that. Now what I do is I take my hair grip, and I'm going to grip that hair grip under the foundation that I created. So under those little crisscrosses that I created on left and right, I'm going to use that as a foundation. Put a tiny amount of back combing in because again, I don't want to upset the curl. Now take the hair, scrunch it up a little bit. Take your hair grip, look at that. Wind it around the hair a little bit and then place the hair grip under the crisscross of hair grips you've got on the other side. Look at that. You just get a really lovely casual feeling with the hair. Now what I do is I start to blend it together, I start to play with it, I start to open the curl, and very, very much just using my visual references of how I want this to look. Of course we can hairspray into the hair as we go as well. Going to go up onto the top again. And really, we're just sort of kind of repeating the same on the top area. You could put back combing into it if you want to make it bigger, or if you want to, a little bit like I'm doing, I'm just using sort of the texture that's there. And because I've twisted the hair going up like I did in the foundation, there's automatically volume there. So really on finer hair, I might like to back comb it, but on thicker hair, I might be quite happy like this, just to really place the curls. Take your hairspray. I'm using a strong spray now to make sure that everything stays in place. And now really it's just about having fun with the hair and making sure you get it looking just the way you want it. And here it goes. Here's our beautiful half up, half down casual hairstyle. I love this texture. Remember, I called this free curling, where you just literally pick up little pieces of hair everywhere and curl the hair, going close to the roots or further away. It's a lot of fun. So there you have it. There's our beautiful hairstyle, our soft, tumbling free curls. Now you get to understand what I meant about free curling and how beautiful it is and how easy it is to do, because really you're only picking up little bits of hair everywhere you're going, and you can really judge it just by looking at the hair, seeing how much curl you want into the hair. So I think it's a lot of fun, and that technique of just pulling the hair together in a loose ponytail, flipping it under and pulling it back up, of course, gives us that extra bit of volume that I worked with. You can put back combing in if you wanted to, or indeed you could put Patrick Cameron hair pads. A crown lift in there would be beautiful. It's whatever you want, and depending on how big you want the hairstyle, it's up to you. Personally, I think when you're working on bridal and you've got a big dress and you've got a tiara or a veil, sometimes I think a slightly bigger version of a hairstyle that you would normally wear on the street is a perfect solution. Because you've got to always remember, when you're doing bridal, it's about the photograph, isn't it? Getting that beautiful photograph. So you've got to balance out the dress, the hair, the tiara, the veil, and the whole thing. So that is totally up to you. And Randy, what do I always say?
Keep it simple.
Keep it
Step by step.
No, well, I do say all those things, but I always say it's up to their own creativity, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll give them the ideas, and then it's up to you to take those ideas and do with them as you want.
Well, I've got an idea. I think it's time for a swim.
I think it's definitely time for a swim. I'm melting, and no one needs to see that, Randy. No one needs to see me get into my swimmers and get into the pool. So I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to always tune in on a Monday night for Education and Isolation on a Monday night, 8 o'clock UK time. Although here in Italy, it's 9 o'clock, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So guys, lots and lots of love, and I'll see you next week from wherever. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we're still here,
Yeah.
which would be brilliant.
Fingers
Guys,
crossed.
lots of love. Bye.